My name is I&I Peko, and I wanted to share how I had my students use technology for review purposes. I teach 7th and 8th grade at St. Hilary School in Fairlawn, Ohio. Before the 7th graders took the Iowa standardized tests, one of which covers capitalization, I taught the chapter on capitalization. This unit covered the writing conventions Ohio Academic Language Arts Content Standard. By the end of the 5 to 7 program, 7th graders would use conventions of punctuation and capitalization in written work and use correct capitalization. For this particular unit, students will be able to identify letters in words with errors in capitalization. I had students take notes while I lectured and used the smartboard. The students participated in cooperative learning and individual seat work. They completed a study guide and wrote and illustrated a narrative using correct capitalization. They did a review lesson and took a paper and pen test. To review for the test, I created a Sentio Clicker review lesson. Let's take a look at the lesson now.
When you came into class, you found a clicker on your desk. I do not want you to touch any buttons yet because I'm afraid that it might affect our results. I want you to clear your desk of everything except the clicker. Brad, you might turn off the front set of lights. For our capitalization test and for the Iowas, I have put together a couple questions on the smartboard. And these clickers are going to record your answers to these questions to see how prepared you're going to be for these tests. Okay? So I actually want to show you what buttons you're going to press. Okay? Up here, there's a power button. I want you to hold it until it turns on, and it should say either welcome, find a class, or something along those lines. Please don't press any buttons yet, except for the power button. Is everybody's clicker on? Yes. Because I'm afraid, let me know if the battery dies or something like that. Okay, using these arrows, I want you to arrow down until you highlight find a class, and then press the enter button, which is right in the middle. It should say finding a class. It should show you some arrows. Is everybody with me?
Yes, we are.
Let me know when it says classes found SmartNet.
Class found.
Says that?
Yes.
All right. The arrow should be on SmartNet, and when it is, I want you to press the enter button again. And it should say something like joining SmartNet or welcome to SmartNet. Is everybody connected to SmartNet?
Yes.
Okay. Now, once I hit this start button, the clickers are all going to say downloading questions. That means that all the questions that I have programmed here are going to be connected to your clicker. Over here I have a receiver, and that's what gets the your responses up to the smartboard. Okay? So hopefully this will work. Does it say downloading questions?
Yes. Question set.
What's it say now?
Question set.
Okay, question set. And then it has some numbers and some letters on there. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. When I go to the first question, okay, you're going to see the question that I want you to answer. We're going to do the first one together so that you can understand what it is that I'm looking for. Okay. Which words in the following sentence contain errors in capitalization? And here's where the sentence starts. At the Cross Bay Market, I bought a can of Progresso soup. Okay? I want you to see if any of these words here have errors in capitalization in this sentence. Now, the question that I programmed into this, into the smartboard program, there's more than one answer. Well, there could be more than one answer. Out of these 4 options, at least one of them is right. It could be A and C, it could be B and D, it could be A, B, C, and D, or it could just be C. Okay? So I want you to type in, using your clicker, what letters you think have words that have errors in capitalization? Okay, so you can see here, there's A, B, C, and D. Those are the 4 buttons we're going to be using. I want you to key it in, and then I want you to hit the Enter button again. For some reason it says that 32 clickers are responding. However, there should only be 25. So I hope that everybody is responding and we'll get that number up to 25. Just so that you know, let me get this back up here one last time. This DEL button means delete. So if you accidentally hit B when you meant A, if you just hit that button, it deletes your answer. And it doesn't matter what order the answers go in. Okay? If the answer is A, C, and D, and you put D, A, and C, that's fine. Okay? That doesn't get counted against you. All right. On your clicker, next to the number, you either got a little check mark or a little X. That tells you whether you got the answer right or wrong. Okay? Who got the answer right that would like to tell us what the answer is? Morgan?
It's B and C.
Why?
Because I need to be capitalized, and Progresso is like the name of the soup.
Right. The pronoun I always needs to be capitalized. And Progresso is a name brand, so that also needs to be capitalized. So you see how the rest of this is going to go. I've got 20 questions, and they're all like this. Okay? So let's see what you can do for this next one. We just finished the 20th problem. What I want you to do now is an arrow should be highlighting, I think it says finish. Yeah. I want you to press enter, and at the bottom, you're going to see a percentage of how you did. Now, take this as an indication of how you would do if you took the test right now. Okay? In a second, we're going to go over the questions that we had the most problems with, and hopefully review a little bit that way. But you can see your individual results to see how you would do if you took the test. You saw the individual results that you did, but now I want to see how we did as a whole. I'm going to push the stop button. And you can see here, the green ones are the ones that we got right. So it looks like we had some trouble with number 8, number 10, number 15. Let's do those 3. Number 8, number 10, and number 15.
You got a 16 number?
Yeah, 16 we all got right. Good job. You go to so 8, 10, and 15. Number 8, and this gives us a chart of how we did. Okay? Davis Housewares Emporium is moved to 25th Street. Tell me what needs to be capitalized in this sentence. Ellie.
Emporium, 5th and Street.
Why?
Because Emporium should be capitalized because it's the title.
It's the name of the store.
5th shouldn't because it's the second part of the hyphenated number. And Street should be because it's
Part of the name of the street. All right, just hold and press and hold the power button in a second. Don't do it now. Okay? And be prepared for your test tomorrow and the Iowas coming up.
This integration of technology seemed to be beneficial for my students. It was engaging and motivating. It was a 21st century tool that allowed the students to review the content for both the pen and paper test as well as the Iowa test. Overall, there was a 90% B+ average between 3 7th grade classes, made up of 79 7th graders. There were no failing grades. Most students improved their grade from the clicker review to the actual pen and paper test. One student went from a 75% to a 95%. Now let's hear from some students.
The clickers really helped us to study for our test.
The clickers were really fun.
When we saw the results at the end, Mrs. Pico helped us review what we needed to know for the test.
It was a fun new way to learn using the clickers.
I enjoyed the instant feedback the clickers provided. I did not enjoy the lag time it took for all students to answer. I even had students play the who can be the last to submit game. I hope this will diminish as time goes on with more use of the clickers. While playing with the clickers, I realized I can put class lists into the Centio program, print out the questions I've entered, and give them as a quiz so students can go at their own pace, while the clicker and program record their responses and ultimately their grades. so this is something I'm looking forward to. The use of the Centio clickers was a great blend of technology and content, and a new instructional method the students were excited to use. TPAC at its finest. My students have already asked to use them again in future lessons.